Now, I'm not gonna lie. Over the years, I have heard not so good things about the SkyTrak. But after testing the Mevo Plus, iMini, and the SkyTrak Plus, I can tell you I've been blown away by 2 of these units. The Mevo Plus and the SkyTrak Plus. Now, the first thing we're gonna talk about with the SkyTrak Plus is accuracy, because with all of these units, I think accuracy is the most important thing. Now, before you understand this next part, I'm gonna explain how my accuracy system works. There's 3 colors: green, yellow, and red. Green basically means I hit the shot, I think the carry is within a yard or 2, feels spot on with the carry. I think the shot shape, the direction of the offline is right on as well, and I have no second guesses with that shot. If it hits a yellow light, I feel like it might be slightly off, but still is in a believable range. A few of these are okay, a lot are not. And if it is a red light, that means I thought it was drastically off of what I would see on the course. Now, what my accuracy test revealed, if you were to hit the SkyTrak Plus for 100 shots, this is the dispersion of green, yellow, and red shots. I believe 91 out of 100 shots would be those green light shots, and no second guesses, that feels extremely accurate. I had 9 shots that would be kind of in that yellow range, and I actually had 0 in the red range. I didn't think any shots were drastically off what I would see on the course. Now, where does that stack up to the other units? Well, Mevo Plus actually extremely close to that as well. I had 92 green, 6 yellow, 2 in the red. So honestly, those are neck and neck right there. And then with the iMini, that was actually my worst performing unit. Now, that is a new unit, so that could improve. So take that with a grain of salt. Now let's get into no reads. You hit a shot, it doesn't read the shot. How did that stand up with the SkyTrak Plus? Out of 100 shots, you would probably have 2 no reads with the SkyTrak Plus, 0 with the Mevo, and I had 5 with the iMini. Now let's get into the important thing. Initially, when I tested the SkyTrak, I had a ton of issues with the driver, but I swapped out the Titleist RCT balls for the TaylorMade TP5 Pix balls, and I found these to be extremely accurate. And that brings up a great point. No matter what unit you get, there are gonna be some quirks you have to figure out to get it to read accurately. Mevo Plus has a ton of quirks, but when it's set up correctly, it's awesome. SkyTrak, only thing I found was gotta use the right ball. I recommend the Pix balls. Now let's get into pricing of the 3 main units you're looking at. Looking at the SkyTrak, usually the lowest price you're gonna find that for is $2,700. Regardless, our link below will get you the lowest price, but let's say $2,700 is what I found the SkyTrak for, and then you're gonna spend at least $250 in subscription fees to be able to play on courses. Now, I always do a 5-year cost because I think 5 years is the lifetime of the unit, and with that $250 subscription fee, you're looking at $3,950 over the course of 5 years. Uneekor, you're looking at a 5-year cost of $4,500, and Mevo Plus, if you get it with the Pro package, you're looking at a 5-year cost of $2,700 because it has no subscription fees. So what you pay is pretty much all you have to pay through the life of the unit, and you can get that one even cheaper if you don't get the Pro package, and it's the cheapest one by far. And I'm not gonna talk about the Bushnell Launch Pro because that's like $750 in subscription fees. Now, what programs can you use with the SkyTrak Plus? Pretty much every program. If you wanna use GS Pro, there's a bootleg way to get it, but you're gonna get 15 E6 courses for iOS and PC when you get the Play and Improve package for the SkyTrak Plus. Now let's talk computer setup. How difficult is this unit to set up? Not very difficult at all. This was by far the easiest of all the units to set up initially, and it's extremely easy to set up once you got it going the first time. Now let's talk about battery life. It's 5 hours. As long as you have this thing charged, you pretty much don't need a cord. Plop it down where you're hitting and you're good to go. Now, can you take the SkyTrak Plus to the range? Kind of. It works if you're hitting off a mat at the range. So if you're hitting off dirt, you can't use it like you can with the iMini and the Bushnell Launch Pro and the Mevo Plus, but it does work at the range technically. Now, responsiveness. From the strike of the ball to the shot on the screen, how responsive is the SkyTrak Plus? Well, I will say it is the least responsive of the 3 units that I've tested, but it's not bad. Mevo Plus, Uneekor, pretty much instant. SkyTrak Plus, slight delay, but it didn't bother me at all, and I would say it's not a big deal. Now let's talk lefties and righties. Now, if you just have right-handed friends, you're good to go with the SkyTrak, but if you have occasional lefties or lefties all the time, we need to talk about that. If you have occasional lefties, I think the SkyTrak Plus is fine. You don't need a cord, very easy to flip around. A little bit of the pain in the butt, but it's definitely workable and something you can do. But if you have lefties over all the time, it's gonna be the clear choice to get the Mevo Plus, just because you don't wanna have to move this thing back and forth every time. Now, let's talk about quirks. We've kind of already talked about it, but make sure you find a ball that works. For me, it was the TaylorMade TP5 Pix balls. For you, it may be something else, but that to me was the key to getting the SkyTrak to be extremely accurate. And that was really the only quirk. A lot of other units have a ton of quirks. SkyTrak has one, pretty simple. Now, let's get into my final thoughts on the device. Like I said in the beginning, I am blown away. I had heard negative things, but I have been nothing but impressed by the device, the customer support, and everything about this device. Now, since I am a lefty, I have been a Mevo Plus guy from the start, basically because I had to be. Unless you guys want to spend 10 grand plus and get like an Apogee golf simulator, really the only option to do lefties and righties easily is the Mevo Plus. But if you don't have to worry about lefties over all the time, what would I pick between the three units? And if I'm being honest, between the Mevo Plus and the SkyTrak Plus, I think it's a toss-up. If someone wanted to start a debate with me, I would say, hey, they're both great units. I think they're very, very close. It's a little bit of personal preference at that point. Now, if you are budget crunching, Mevo Plus is probably the way to go, because without the Pro package, you can get it for $2,000 and even cheaper with our discount code below. But if you're gonna get the Pro package, which I do recommend with the Mevo Plus, they're essentially the same price, and at that point, it's a toss-up.